What's going on, guys? Serial Entrepreneur here, and in this episode we have something really interesting. See, here's what I want you guys to get. People say all the time they want me to mentor them, right? Or you need to find a mentor, or you're working on finding a mentor. But when you find that mentor, do you know what questions you should be asking them? Do you know what's going to help you improve by building that relationship with that, with that mentor? Are you able to ask them the right questions to help improve on your own professional skill set? Alright, so we're going to go into 10 questions you should be asking your mentor. Stay tuned, here we go. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to go over 10 questions that you should definitely be asking your mentor. They're pretty straightforward, so there's not going to be like a ton that you have to understand about these questions. You'll pretty much get every question that I'm going over. It's just you have to be aware of what you need to ask, all right? So, question number 1, how do you spend your time on a daily basis? Perfect question to ask a mentor. Why? Because time, how you divvy up your time, how you segment your time in a day says a lot about what you're going to get done that day. And if you're actually going to be making progress, or if you're just going to be, going aimlessly at a bunch of different tasks. Myself, I personally, I plan out my daily calendar, I plan out a weekly calendar, and I plan out a monthly calendar. And those calendars should match or align with my overall goals, alright? So this is something that you guys have to understand. Your calendar, what you do on a regular basis, on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, should match what you've set for your year-long goals, your monthly goals, your 3-year plan. You should be kind of following that plan so that way you reach your end goal, which is a success point. That's where you find gratification in what you've been doing. That's where the gratification comes in. When you finally reach something, a point that you've been striving for, that's what gives you that internal feeling to say, okay, let's keep going. That's where a lot of people, they kind of lose the motivation. They're like, well, how do I stay motivated? You stay motivated by completing goals, by completing your work, completing daily tasks, and setting goals that are meaningful to you. If it's a goal that you don't really care about, it's not going to really mean much when you complete it. But if it's like, for me, this year I wanted to get at a speaking event, and we landed that last year. So that was awesome. Like, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'll be speaking at the Digital Summit in Atlanta this year. That's a conference with anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 digital marketing executives, VPs, presidents, CEOs, owners, people who run businesses in the Atlanta or Southeast area that want to learn more about digital marketing, and I get to speak in front of them. So that was a huge goal that gave me a lot of gratification, a lot of internal what do I want to say? Internal gratification that said, Jordan, you did great. This was a goal that you wanted to do. You made it. All right, so let's find out what the next goal is on the list and start working towards marking that one off. It motivates you to continue to push forward. And these are the questions. This is a question you have to ask your mentor, because again, so let's get back to it. Again, on a daily basis, how are they spending their time? Learn what they're doing. Learn when they wake up, what they do when they wake up. What are their rituals? Because that's the thing. Every entrepreneur, every successful entrepreneur has daily rituals that they do. So you guys have to understand that. Learn what your rituals are that help you perform better, that help you get success, and then that's going to move you forward with your business. Number 2 question, what used to be your biggest weakness? All right, this is a question that is super important, because if you aren't real with yourself, you're never going to make it. All right, you have to understand what your weaknesses are, because if you don't, all you're going to do is keep mowing over that same weakness. You're gonna keep going over it over and over again, and you're going to keep making the same mistake. That's not going to improve. It's going to waste time. It's going to waste money. Guys, learn what your weaknesses are, and then take what I call, and I think a lot of other people refer to as the Donald Trump approach, where you hire someone or find someone who's better at it than you and put them in that role to do that job. That's kind of what outsourcing is for, guys. You're not going to be able to do everything for your agency. Learn that quickly, okay? Learn what you're strong at, learn what you're weak at in all aspects of business, and then apply it to your business. Learn what you need to focus on, and find people to focus on the things you're not good at. Number 3, and that's the thing I want you guys to understand. I am not good at everything digital marketing. For example, pay-per-click, that is not my area of expertise. Pay-per-click is something you have to learn. You spend years learning that, and that is the only skill you want to practice, because you took all that time figuring out how to do it well. All right, PPC is not my strong suit. Yes, I know how to run the campaigns. Yes, I know how to build them, but I know that there are people out there that can do it better than me. So I'm going to hire them, pay them a percentage I keep a percentage, and then everybody's happy. We're both getting business. He's doing the work. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I need from you. And then it gives you the time to keep going back out and finding other customers. You guys have to understand that you're not going to be able to do everything yourself. Number 3. Ooh, I like this question. What would you do in this situation if you were me? That is a question you guys need to be asking. If you're finding yourself, coming across a lot of issues, or if you're finding yourself having trouble, figuring something out with regards to general business, they might not be able to help you specifically with digital marketing unless you find a digital marketing mentor, which I guess let me drop that. We have our mentorship program. It is live. 4 videos a month, live training with me. You get to ask me questions. You get copies of all the video that you can download and keep forever. We're doing video documents to go along with a lot of these videos. You guys need to check out that mentorship program. I'll leave the link in the description below for the mentorship program. Your first month, you get 50% off. You can't really beat it. And it's the cheapest one out there. So yeah, get in that mentor program. Outside of that, all right, let's get back into this. What would you do in this situation if you were me? If you understand that you have an issue, you've probably already thought about how to solve that issue, right? What is the best way to get, some outside opinion? Ask your mentor, hey, what would you do if this was you? How would you go about solving this? Because if you're just going off of your opinion alone, your thought process alone, then you probably are going to mess up a lot. The thing is about, they say, how guys have trouble asking directions. I never have trouble asking directions because I know what that means. It means if I don't ask directions, I'm probably going to waste time. Time to me is more valuable than money because time says what you are able to do. If you don't have money, time doesn't matter. Or, if you don't have time, money doesn't matter. I got that backwards, right? You have to have the time to be able to spend that money. If you're just doing all kinds of other stuff and you're worrying about solving issues or fixing problems, you're not going to have the time to go and do the things you want to do, right? So figure out what the issues are and get outside opinions. Ask people who are objective about it and say, hey, what do you think about this? What would you do in this situation? Ask your mentor that question. Number 4. And this is probably one of my favorite ones because we just kind of talked about it in the first one. But how do you set or plan your goals? How do you set or plan your week? How do you set or plan your month? That is a great question to ask a mentor. You need to understand, how do they plan their month out to make sure that they see success and meet their goals each month? They're going to fail too. They're human just like you and I are, but they have a system in place that says, okay, this is proven to work. If I follow it, how do I continue to do it and improve it? That's all that mentor would do. And then you learn from them, what have they done to make sure that they see the same result every single month, or at least get close to the same result every single month. Ask them how they set and plan their goals. That's super important. Number 5, what set you apart from your competitors in your industry? All right. So that is something you guys have to understand too. A successful mentor, someone who has done well for themselves in their industry, has done well for a reason. All right, so they did something that set them apart from every competitor that allowed them to become one of the top-notch names in that industry. Ask them what they did that set them apart from that competitor. Plain and simple, right? Number 6, what do you think my strengths and weaknesses are? So ask them what they think your strengths and weaknesses are. And tell them to be honest with you. If you cannot accept constructive criticism, you cannot be an entrepreneur. All right, I hope you guys understand that. If you do not accept constructive criticism, well, get another profession, because that is what entrepreneurship is about. If you want to learn, you have to be able to, take what somebody says to you on the chin and then move forward. I get questions all the time from somebody asking me my advice or my opinion, and they're like, oh, well, this is what I think. I'm like, well, what the hell did you ask me for? That's the thing, guys. If you're going to ask for advice, take it constructively and move forward and try to improve. Even if you disagree, find something in what they said and try and make it fit to what they're talking about with your specific issue or with your weakness or with your strength. Find something that you can agree with on it and say, okay, they said this and this. I don't agree with these 2 things, but I do agree with this one. How can I improve on that one? Don't just disclude everything that they say. And don't necessarily take everything they say for granted, because they are human. Again, they make mistakes too. So you have to be the one to kind of sort through or sift through the bullshit. You have to understand what's good advice and what's bad. And that can be hard for someone who's new to the business, but that's why you get multiple mentors. You don't just have one, you get multiple, and you talk to all of them and ask them the same questions and say, okay, well, this person said this. What do you feel about this? Get multiple opinions. All right. Number 7, can I reach out to you with questions I may have? pretty straightforward. If I have questions, can I reach out to you? You need to make sure that they're okay with you asking them questions and reaching out to them and having that conversation with them when you need help. Number 8, how did you learn to deal with failure? Another super great question, because if you don't know how to deal with failure, again, that's like constructive criticism. If you don't know how to deal with something negative, then you're never going to be able to move forward with all of the positives and turn those negatives into positives. So you have to understand that there are going to be failures, there's going to be negatives. How do you learn to deal with it? Well, ask a mentor how they dealt with failure. And then not only that, but just seek outside opinions from all kinds of different people. How do you deal with failure? You know, you can ask anybody that question, but especially your mentor. Number 9, what programs or organizations are you involved with and how might they help me? So that's another great one. You can get involved. There's all kinds of business organizations and private organizations that you guys might not even know exist in your area. But if you go and ask that mentor, hey, what groups are you involved with? They can get you into those groups, usually for free, at least a couple of times, get you to network with some people, and that's a great way for you to find other mentors and potential business. So, what programs, okay, how might they help me? Obviously, ask how they're going to help you. Number 10, the final one, sorry. How could I communicate more effectively? All right, this is a big one. Why? Well, if you don't know how to communicate with people, if you make people feel weird when you get around them, if you kind of push them away all the time, if you notice that people aren't buying your services, that's probably a lack of communication skills. If you're going in and you're pitching, but they're not getting the message that you want, so if you're not asking them the right questions, if you're not communicating effectively, if you're not getting your point across to where they understand it, to where, you know, they understand the value they're going to get out of your services, then you're probably, you know, lacking in your communication skills. That's a big thing. Being able to read body language, understand how people are reacting to what you're saying, that is a huge part of sales. That's the psychology of sales. And if you don't understand that, then you're not going to do well in selling your services. So how could I communicate more effectively? Ask your mentor that question and say, hey, you know, give me some tips. What do I do that's kind of, it pushes you away? Or what do I do that's good? And, you know, it makes me seem more inviting. All right, so that's it, guys. Again, mentors, super important. You need a mentor, because if you, at least you don't need a mentor, but you need a mentor if you want 6 figures plus for your business. If you want to make 100 grand, 500 grand, $1 million, you need a mentor. Okay, I have mentors. Billy Jean has mentors. Ty Lopez has mentors. Gary Vee has mentors. Why do you think all these people are successful? They found people who did it and they replicated their process. All right, that's it. So mentors, super important. Education, super important. That's what it's really all about. It's all about getting the proper education to understand what you need to do to see success. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope it was super enjoyable for you. Again, our monthly mentorship program is in the description below. If you want 50% off your first month, that's 4 training videos on not only digital marketing, but running a business, getting new business, building your packages, pricing, outsourcing, ads, whatever you guys want to talk about in this group. That's what this mentorship program is for. And again, the description is in the link below. So that's it. If you like this video, throw a like on there, ask a question, and what I would like to know is, what's a question you ask your mentor? In the comment section below, leave a question that you would ask your mentor that maybe I didn't go over. Give me some questions I can ask my mentors, please, because seriously, if you have good questions to ask, I want to know what they are. Outside of that, I will talk to you guys on the next episode. Until next time, Serial Entrepreneur out. Deuces. Ready to start living the 6-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.